A group of students lounged around campus when a convoy of military trucks rolled past. Inside were other students riding casually like it was nothing. The girls were instantly starstruck by the handsome boys in uniform, while the guys scoffed, calling them just those fancy kids from the warrior school. Then the story shifts to the past, back when life was normal and boring, right before the world learned what it meant for a fantasy like solo leveling to come true. Portals ripped open in the sky, and dragons poured out. Terrifying creatures people thought only existed in anime suddenly appeared over cities, freezing everyone in fear. Scientists later discovered another Earth-like planet. It wasn't flat, not that it mattered, because it exploded. Debris from that world hurtled toward Earth, and wherever the meteor fragments landed, the strange nature of the other planets spread with it. More portals opened, unleashing monsters across the globe. Within months, 17% of Earth became a deadly zone humans couldn't control. Entire units were wiped out in seconds. Ordinary people were helpless. One young soldier watched in terror as his squad was destroyed by a bald, horned creature. The monster's skin resisted bullets, and the soldier's body definitely couldn't. A single strike sent him crashing into a concrete wall, breaking bone and stone. His chances were zero. If strength had a ranking, he'd be a D class at best, and the monster would be much higher. Still, he stood his ground, ready for the end. As the monster swung its final attack, something inside him awakened. A strange new power surged through him, human limits cracking under the influence of that shattered planet. He shattered the creature's arm in one motion. That moment became the first recorded human awakening. Though the awakening happened worldwide, each person manifested something different. Some trained to master their abilities, others searched for a purpose. And just when humanity began to adapt, a new portal opened. A horde of horned demons marched out, expecting another easy conquest, only to find an army of humans waiting. These were the newly trained adventurers, armed with awakened abilities and ready to reclaim the dungeons. A fierce battle erupted. Humans fought side by side with the first awakened soldier, marking the beginning of the dungeon era and the long war between two species. After the dust settled, only a few knights survived, but their bravery inspired the world. New adventurer organizations emerged everywhere, but one stood out above the rest. A prestigious training academy in Korea, known as the Warrior School, producing top adventurers for 25 years. Back in the present, two friends are chatting. One mentions that Warrior School teaches students what really goes on inside dungeons. The black-haired friend asks what happens if someone dies inside. But before the explanation continues, a wave of squealing comes from nearby girls. They're losing their minds over a blonde half-elf boy with large ears. He sits calmly, soaking up the attention. The friends look over, confused, and one explains that he's practically a celebrity. His name is D.F. Choi, the son of a legendary adventurer and an elf. Rumor says he's a prodigy destined to reach the highest rank. He flashes a dazzling smile at the girls, who nearly melt. He's entered the dungeon 14 times already, something that annoys the black-haired boy, Jirong, who insists the guy isn't that great. His friend teases him for being jealous. Their playful argument is broken when another friend arrives and invites them out. Jirong declines, saying he can't join this time. His friend urges him to relax after exams, but the third friend elbows him, whispering that Jirong has his reasons. A flashback shows Jirong beside an elderly relative in a hospital bed. In the present, as he walks through the city, a notification appears on his phone reminding him that this month's hospital bills are due. Another message comes in from his boss, calling him in for a new job immediately. Meanwhile, D.F. Choi pauses mid-wave. Something about Jurong catches his attention, twisting strangely in his chest. A fellow warrior school student asks if Jurong did something, but D.F. says no, still staring as Jurong disappears into the distance. He shakes off the feeling. Jurong, stressed and muttering about how much he hates this job, eventually reaches an abandoned subway station. He slips past the warning tape and heads down into the darkness, ready for whatever comes next.